Hey, my name is Yolanda, and welcome to Frank Factualities, the podcast. Tune in each week as I speak frankly about life experiences from my perspective and offer you a bit of unsolicited advice. Let's take a little time to laugh, to think, and to cry as we tackle some serious topics and some not so serious topics. Be sure you subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Hey. Ooh. Welcome to Frank Factualities, the podcast. My name is Yolanda. Thank you for tuning into my show for another week and joining me for another episode. How's everyone doing? I hope all is well. I am just fine, I think. I am a little tired. I have been working all day. I didn't get home till after 7. I had a parent night. It went well, surprisingly, I had more parents than expected, but those are long days. I got to work super early, like 7:30. So I literally was at work from 7:30 to 7:30. And these nights go well, but after the meeting, you always have these, I got a question, individuals, which is fine. But on a long day, it's just like, okay, you have these group meetings so that you don't have to have one-on-one conversations. But I understand everybody's situation is different and you have unique circumstances to every single kid. So that takes a toll on you as far as sometimes you end up repeating yourself and repeating the same things, but it's for the love of the kids. And as educators, that's what we're all in it for. So that's why I sound like that, right? Also, have you all know I'm in the Southeast, right? I'm in South Carolina. And I woke up this morning and I just happened to open the door before I went out, and my son was standing by me and I go, "Oh my God, why is it so cold?" And he's like, "Yeah, close the door. I feel the air as soon as you opened it." And he's like, "Let me check the weather." He checks the weather and it's like 40 something degrees in the morning. So I'm just like, since when did the temperature change to get that low? So yes, I know it's just spring, and typically spring weather is kind of like, okay, you layer up so that at the end of the day, if you need to take off your jacket, you can take off your jacket and you have a short sleeve on, because typically it's a little cooler in the morning and then it gets warm in the afternoon. But in this case, to me, it was too cool. When I'm thinking cooler in the morning, I'm thinking it's like 50, 60, 70, 80 is when it's in the afternoon, but this was 40 something. I mean, it was cold brick and it was windy, and I wasn't feeling it. I'm a summer girl, I'm ready for the summer. So yeah, summer me. My body not ready now, but I'm ready for the summer, but I'll eventually get there. My husband just mentioned, like, "Hey, you putting on some pounds, right?" We never like for somebody to notice it. We always notice it because our clothes don't fit the same. We feel it, we see it on the scale, but when somebody else says it, it's like, oh yeah, it's at that point. So it is what it is, but I guess I really need to start working out. So that's the next goal. My son and I, we did a good job last summer. He had a goal in mind and kept me to his goal, even though I didn't really have one. I said, okay, I'll work out with you. And the plus side is that I may lose some weight. My son he lost almost 20 pounds. And you know how many I lost? 2. So we are not the same, okay? We are not built the same. It didn't work the same, and I did the same things he did, except for he would go on the treadmill a little bit more than me. And I know y'all saying that's probably why he didn't lose the weight. I mean, when I say a little more, like he did it every day, I might have done it 3 days. He ran longer than I did, and so I might have done shorter than him. So I think I'm going to stick to whatever he's doing. He cut his diet. He doesn't eat. I'm a vegetarian and a part-time pescatarian, but he eat whatever I want to eat. But he would eat a lot of junk, and he went to salads and like hibachi style meals. So, the grilled chicken and broccoli and rice, that sort of thing. So he did really good with that. And now that I've taught him kind of how to make his own hibachi, I think we're going to be pretty good. So anyway, let's get straight into street talk.
Yeah, what's going on? Let me know.
So Carlson Tucker, is it Carlton or Carlson with an S? I don't know. But he was on Fox News. Y'all remember Tucker? He was an asshole. Like, I hated that dude. I don't know if anyone ever watched his segment, and it really wasn't about what he said. You know how sometimes people's energy and vibe could just give off dick? prick, asshole. Like every time he spoke, that's what he gave off. He would always have his head, like the forehead was always crunched down. So he always looked like ill in the face, or like, I'm agitated. You disgust me. What are you talking about? Like it's that what are you talking about face without saying what are you talking about. And he just annoyed me every time he was on. But now he's double back. He's not double backing. What should I say? Now he's backing out on his support for Trump. Not backing out of it. He's actually saying that he's sorry that he endorsed Trump. Pretty much saying like he felt like he was bamboozled as far as who he was and what he represented. But I don't think it was a mistake. I think he knew exactly what he was doing. I think he didn't expect for it to go the way that it went. And so now he's just like, yeah, I ain't signed up for that. But it's just amazing how you ride so hard for somebody, even though you don't know them, and then things don't go your way. And all of a sudden it's, I didn't really mean to do that, right? I have no idea. I don't know what that's about, but I never liked him anyway. And even now that he got fired from Fox News, of course, and he's just doing like his little podcast things, he's okay. I mean, I guess as far as like his rotation, but he definitely doesn't have the same traction and influence he did when he was on Fox News. So in other news, K Michelle is an R&B singer. She probably is best known for coming out with R. Kelly at one point. She had a huge ass. I mean, real big. And she was a tiny woman, like petite, but this big old butt. And then, of course, she went on TV to say that she wanted to get her butt reduced. She got her injections taken out or whatever it was in there. And so she kind of went public on that journey. And I think she did a docuseries on it. But either way, that's who K Michelle is. She was also on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And she's, to me, very funny, very vocal, very say it like I mean it. She spoke out about a lot of things. And so she was just talking about how everything she said was true. And she was mentioning that what I said about my ex-boyfriend and his abuse, we found out that that was true. What I said about Nicki Minaj, we found out that that was true. The things that I've said about R. Kelly and the things that I knew all were true. So she was just like, hey, you know, you all thought that I was lying, but everything that I've said has come to fruition. So I guess my point is that everybody has their own perspective of a thing. And I really don't like that we tell people what their truth is. Like two things can exist at once, right? And I think that that's what we're struggling with. Sometimes a thing isn't a right or a wrong. Two things can exist. Somebody can have an experience of an abusive man and that be their truth. And then another woman can have the experience of he never beat me. You understand what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that I'm defending that man. That doesn't mean that I don't believe that woman. What I am saying is exactly what I said. He did not beat me. And I don't know why we feel the need to tear each other down, right? I made a post and I was talking about Chris Brown. And I don't know if I said this to y'all last week. I don't remember when this happened because my days are starting to roll together, right? And the comment was just like, hey, they posted a picture. I think I said this already about they posted a picture of him choking a woman. And the woman said that, hey, this was horseplay. And the people were kind of getting on me like, oh, and I said, since when did we not allow redemption? Since when are we better? We know better than our maker. And my point of it was just like, we ask for forgiveness. We expect to be forgiven of our sins. We expect for people to forget our past. That is what we expect as individuals. Oh, well, I was young. You know, we give excuses like that. Oh, I didn't know any better. When you know better, you do better. But sometimes when it comes to other people, we can be more angry than the victims. And we allow that to just overshadow sometimes reality in the big scheme of things. And so I'm not here to judge. I would never do that because I need and want forgiveness and seek it every day from my maker. You all know I ain't all that religious, but I definitely believe in God and I believe that Jesus died for our sins. I do believe that. And at the end of the day, I am not going to put nobody in a position that Jesus was once in. Oh, you lying. Oh, don't nobody believe you. You're coming to destroy this world. So let's stone you. Let's do all these things. We crucify people because of the things that they done. And yet these same people would have been brought before Jesus in his time, and he would have said, those, without sin cast the first stone. Like, that's what he would have said, and given a Chris Brown situation, just like he did the little hooker girl. Don't get me to lie, because y'all know I ain't good on the Bible stories now, but y'all know what I'm talking about. So my point is that Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, why are we so hypocritical? Why are we so judgmental? Why can't we see past, oh, well, and some people were like, oh, well, he did it again. He got current lawsuits. How do y'all know these people business? Every time I speak, I'm like, allegedly, or I'm not sure. That's what it says. But you don't know these people business. You only know what the people post. And then it's your job to go through and decipher what may be real, what may be fake, and try to figure out timelines on the things that you see posted. And I just don't know why we get so invested in a celebrity's life to be like, oh, condemned him because... And what are we condemning him for? Okay, so he's an entertainer. He makes music. And if I choose not to listen to the music, then don't. But how many dentists or doctors beat their wives and yet you still go to them? You don't know their business because they're not a famous celebrity and it's plastered all across the news. But how many doctors do drugs? How many, you get what I'm saying? Like, we have no idea. And the sad part about it is if somebody were to tell you, you'd still go to that doctor. I guarantee you. But we hold our celebrities to such a high standard. Oh my God, it's freaking music, for God's sakes. Who gives a shit if I listen to a song? Oh, I don't support no. I'm not supporting shit. I'm enjoying a song. And to be honest, most of us ain't buying albums nowadays anyway. As far as songs being played, you subscribe to a service, i.e. Apple Music for me. And I have my stations on and whatever song plays is whatever song plays. I'm not buying albums out here. Now, I'm not a concert goer. Not that I wouldn't want to go to a concert, but I'm a little bougie. And bougie in the aspect of people. Like, I'm a little like antisocial. Don't really want people to be up on me. That sort of thing. Concerts scare me because most people are standing the whole time, and I may want to just enjoy the song. I may want to sit down, vibe out, rock my head from side to side. But if I'm on an aisle and somebody is in front of me, now they're standing, which makes me have to stand because I want to see, and I can't see if you're standing. So it just, to me, would kill the vibe if I couldn't pay enough to have a good seat. And I'm sorry, I don't have $500-$600 for a concert ticket because I'm not going by myself. My husband and I would probably go, or my daughter or somebody, but either way, it's going to be me spending the majority of the money, and I don't want to do that. That's like $1,000 to just go sing along with my favorite celebrities. You get what I'm saying? And I can't see it. Concerts are a thing, and it's not that I've never been to one, but it's not that it's something that I enjoy, super enjoy. I went to trap karaoke one time. I had the best time. I mean, it was, to me, like a concert. I mean, we sung along with the songs that played, but it was just really like a cookout family vibe. Like, we just having a good time. We just outside. We just singing along. And I like to sing along. I do. I like to rap along. I like to sing along. And I can only imagine my annoying self when those songs come on, sitting next to somebody at a concert, screaming and yelling, or I saw the Cardi B concerts. You got a group of girls in front of you twerking their ass off because the camera's there, and you sitting right there in front of them and got to see their ass shaking in front of you, or on top of your head for that matter, because they didn't care. They were bent over every seat. So for my comfort, I just would feel uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? It's just not my vibe. I don't know. But I would love to see these people in person. And I think especially a concert like Chris Brown and Usher would be really good. I just so wish the world would not be so judgmental, because, again, you got to sweep around your own front door before you try to sweep around anybody else's, meaning everybody got dirt on their front door. We do. So let's focus on that before we cast judgment or start sweeping at other people's doors. Now, with that being said, I went to the hair salon on yesterday, and I really need to get my hair washed. Around this time, my hair gets really dry. Actually, it gets dry in the winter. It's approaching that season where it's not so dry and itchy anymore. And it's not really that my hair needs to be styled again. It's that I want it washed, and I am over washing my own hair. Yes, I can flat iron it, but it never hits the same like the stylist. So I always want to go get my hair washed and done. So I went, and we were just talking about all kind of stuff. Tonight's conversation, you guys know I love tonight's conversation with Ace Metaphor. And I've even had my own live podcast panel and show to mirror what they do on, what's that? Oh, Jesus, the perimenopause. I literally just lost my train of thought. Tonight's conversation. Y'all, it literally took that long for me to remember. Perimenopause is real. Anyway, on tonight's conversation, so I mirrored that same concept when I had my show. This was about 2 years ago. And if you follow me on social media, you would have seen those flyers. I did 2 of them. And I didn't charge anybody in my community. It was free to come in and sit down and listen to this conversation. It was really just a panel conversation about relationships. We also had a mic, so people had the opportunity to step up to the mic and make a statement or a comment or ask a question of anybody on the panel. So I really enjoyed it and I really loved it. And I was telling her that, and because what she said to me was, hey, I saw that someone had a podcast and I would have loved to go, but I wasn't in town. And I said, yeah, I had one about 2 years ago. Actually, I had 2 about 2 years ago in that same place. And she said, well, I never knew. And, I didn't get a chance to go to this one. And she said, I was like, yeah, I got to do a better job of like marketing and putting myself out there with my podcast. And she said, yeah, because I never knew you had a podcast until you had been sitting in my chair for about 10 times, like by the 10th time to get your hair done. And then you mentioned it. She said, I'm from the same city you're from, but I've never seen you. I don't know you. And so if my child doesn't attend the school you work, or I didn't go to school with you around that time, then I just wouldn't know you. She was like, you're very much put up. That was the phrase she used. I thought it was really funny. She was like, yeah, you're put up, like put up on the shelf. Like that's what she was trying to convey. And I thought about it for a second, and instead of getting offended or feeling some type of way, she had a point. And a lot of times we the people, when I say we, I'm talking about all of us, don't take the time to respect what other people's opinion is of us. And I know we think that it doesn't matter, but when you're in the business of doing something, meaning you have a store, you have entrepreneurship ideas, you want people's support, you need people's eyes, you need people's buy-in, you need recommendations, you need all of these things come to play. You better give a damn about what people think about you. And you better give a damn about what they say, because the court of public opinion is going to always have something to say, and they're going to always pass judgment and an order on you based on what they think. And so it wasn't bad. It was just that if you're saying that you want to have this platform and you want to draw people in and want people to attend events and follow you and do this, the people got to know who you are. And if you're put up in the house and nobody sees you, and you're not hitting social media and working on building your followers, then what are you really doing? You get what I'm saying? And I don't treat this podcast like a second job. And I think I need to treat it like a second job. I love talking to you all and I love podcasting. There are other things that I want to do within the world of podcasting, within the world of just social media. And I'm not saying that I wanted to replace my job. What I'm saying is that I enjoy it. But just because you enjoy something doesn't mean that you wouldn't want to make money off of it if you could. You get what I'm saying? Why not get paid for the thing that you enjoy? That was what we all would love, right? So I say all that to say she gave me some constructive criticism. We talked about ideas. I even shared some ideas with her when she told me about her son and what he had going on. And she was just like, you have really good ideas. And I always knew that. I knew that my ideas were good. And for the most part, I'm able to see those things to fruition. But at the end of the day, I never saw who I was like she said. I didn't see it that way. And she's just like, I never saw you. I never saw the Facebook. And in my mind, I'm thinking everybody knows me. I've said that before on here. Like everywhere I go, it's like, hey, Miss Gore, hey, Yolanda. And I feel too seen when I'm out. To the point where I send my husband to the grocery store because I just don't want to, hey, Miss Gore, hey, Miss Gore. But there's an audience, which clearly she's my audience because she likes tonight's conversation. She likes podcasts. She listens to these things. And yet my stuff doesn't reach her and she hasn't seen it, or she doesn't know that I even do podcasting in Orangeburg. As a matter of fact, she said a guy came in there to get his locks done, I think by one of her sisters, and they had said that they had a podcast show, but it was hard for them to find women in podcasting because they want to get people to come up on the show. And she's like, my client does podcasting. And these people was like, who? I don't know nobody that do podcasting around here. And so in my mind, I'm thinking everybody sees my stuff. These people follow me. And I know for the, like, at least those, and I know, I could be wrong, but I think I know the podcasting fellas that she talks about. And I would love to be a guest on somebody else's podcast. So if you're listening and you have a podcast, I know I'd be inviting y'all to come and call me, but I would love to go on someone else's podcast. And that is my next step as far as networking. I want to network and join some other podcasters, come on their show, have them come on my show, just so I can expand my audience to be, pick up on what they have and for them to pick up on what I have. But at the end of the day, I got to figure out how to tap into the market of the people who want to tap into me. But frankly, the fact of the matter is we're talking about goals and aspirations in general. And we all got to look at a point where we need to reset. And sometimes we have to reset based on observation, and it may not be our own observation. It could be someone else's observation or critical judgment of you, or constructive criticism of you, whatever it is. But if they've given you some insight and intel on how they see things, it's not for you to say that's not true. It is their perspective. It is how they see things. And I promise you, she opened my eyes, because I just never thought that my presence was that dormant. I really didn't. And so we don't like to listen to people. If somebody were to come to you right now and say your little business, because that's how they say it, that your little business, oh, I didn't know you had one. I have people ask me all the time, you still podcasting? Meaning that I saw that you were doing it one time, but I don't really see it consistently to say, oh yeah, she's still doing it. And I told the girl, I was like, no, it's not that. I did stop promoting it on my personal social media pages because I did not want to blur the lines between my professional job and this, because it's not the same thing. And I did not want it to diminish what I do and what I have to say as a professional, because this is just my other life. You get what I'm saying? Like, this don't have anything to do with my professional job and the things that I do. And I didn't want anyone to feel like they could blur the lines because of what they may hear me say or things that I've been through when I talk to you all on this podcast. So that's something that kind of holds me back from being, even to this day, 100% myself when I'm talking to you all, because I would never want anybody to take what I say out of context and now jeopardize my job, because it's like, oh, she was on there cussing. Yeah, it's not illegal to cuss. However, when you work for professional entities, sometimes they feel as though you represent them even when you're not on the clock. So if they feel like you're representing them in a negative fashion, they can have some words for you. So I try not to, yes, I promote my podcast, but what I don't do is on my personal page share maybe clips or topics or things that we've been discussing. I just say, hey, I have a podcast, download it, tune in, that sort of thing. Therefore, you're going to get an earful if you go looking for some shit. Now, you go looking, you're going to find. But see, I think this is my first time cussing and I'm 23 minutes in. So at the end of the day, if you hear cussing, you in here for the long haul. You a fans, babes, and I appreciate you. But I don't want to give you a 15-minute clip of my show to promote on my personal page just to get beat down the next day by somebody who took offense to what I said, which didn't have anything to do with, again, my 9 to 5. So I don't want to take that risk, but I do know that in order for me to get to the next level, I need to worry and focus on that thing and how I can just kind of maneuver that so it just plays out a little bit better. So yeah. So again, I'm taking notes of what was given to me as to what I can do. And how so? Because she asked me, she said, what was your first impression of me? Because people would tell me that they didn't want to come to my shop to get their hair done because they felt like I was mean. I may not do their hair, blah, 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 blah. And she said she didn't know what it was about her because she was struggling with having clients about her and what she was giving off. If y'all don't ask them people, what is it about you? What's your impression of me? I'm trying to do some self-improvement. I'm trying to make my business better. I'm trying to bring in more clients. I'm trying to get more motion, more traction. I just need to know. And I've told y'all this when it comes to love, about talking to those male guy friends, or if you're a guy talking to a girl, about what they see in you from you, so that you can work on yourself to be able to present in the way that you want to present. You may think like, okay, I'm always dress up. I'm always smell good. I'm always get my hair done. done because I want somebody to see me as a good catch. You can do all that, and then people can be like, oh no, she too high maintenance for me. I don't want to go to no woman who feel like they got to always come out with makeup on. They got to have the most expensive perfume. They can't wear the same clothes twice. They too high maintenance. I don't want to be involved in that. Low key, they don't even know that all you're trying to do is not seem like the bum bitch. You get what I'm saying? Because you know you can be a bit of a tomboy. You rarely wear makeup, but yeah, I'm stepping out this time. And you know that really, I noticed that a lot. Like, not a lot, but y'all know I watch Pop the Balloon. And I'll notice that a man will come on there and he'll be like, oh, I don't like a woman with makeup. And these girls will be like, well, I don't typically wear makeup, but this was a different situation. It was dressed to impress and I decided to wear something. But now you've judged that girl based on the fact that she has on makeup when that really ain't her everyday look. And to be honest, she knew she was going to be on TV. So the idea of coming out barefaced on TV and shiny nose like me, all my T-spots all shiny because I don't wear no makeup. You want to make sure you represent yourself well. So you might put on a little powder, a little one too, to just make sure you look smooth. But then now on the back end, I'm getting chewed out about it. You get what I'm saying? Because it's, oh, you're high maintenance, you think. So you damned if you do, damned if you don't. You got to stay true to yourself. You got to stay true to yourself, but it's nothing wrong with getting constructive criticism and seeing how the people view you, especially if you need them. Especially if you need them to catapult your career or the next level of that thing, because customers do matter, right? They make or break your business if you don't get your life together. So I don't have much for you guys. I don't want to stretch it on for another 4 or 5 minutes just so I'm at 30 minutes. I just want to talk about that and tell y'all that and give y'all that story and tell you what my experience is. But I really, truly appreciate her. And I'm going to do better for myself, but also better for you all. And I want you all to set a goal and set something that you want to do, and also get insight and feedback from other people that have been in your life and experience you to see what some things are that you can improve. Because to be honest, it's only going to elevate you. It's only going to move you to another level of success. So until next week, y'all, I'll holla. Bye.